The next presenter is Denise Taylor, and Denise is Métis, and she's an Aboriginal liaison for Interior Health.
Tanze, my name is Denise Taylor, and I am the granddaughter of Lillian Belrose. I'm a Cree Métis woman from St. Albert, Alberta, and I want to first begin by acknowledging the Okanagan Nation and saying miigwech for hosting me here and allowing me to speak. I thought that I would make the context of my comments today about interior health and the intentions of the Aboriginal Health and Wellness Plan that was really created and driven by community perspective. So it was very much the first kind of plan within the health authority system of its kind. And I'd like to acknowledge everyone who contributed, and many of them are in this room, but specific to interior health, I think it begins with individuals like Kathy Gottfredson, who was one of the first First Nations people in the province of BC who was appointed to the board of directors of a health authority by order and council of the Premier, and made incredible inroads at a governance level of a health authority. The many individuals who have been part of our Aboriginal Health and Wellness Advisory Committee since 2002, and an special acknowledgement for Jessie Nyberg, who's going to be retiring, and we'll miss her wisdom at the table greatly. She's been both employee and leader in the beginning in helping to create the first Aboriginal Health and Wellness Plan, and a very strong voice for urban Aboriginal perspectives at our table. And then the many staff who have worked so hard to attempt to have the organization understand the meanings of the words within that document, and many of them are here today, Judy Mays and Shauna Buckholtz, Barb Mack, Joanne Mills, David Lindley, Lucy Poisson. We have many individuals now working within the system attempting to give life to that document. My focus, however, is really about interior health and the concepts of cultural safety. We heard earlier from the speakers the concept of how you measure cultural safety within individual professional practice. There's the cultural awareness and cultural sensitivity stage. There's the ability to display cultural competency, and then there's the ability to have cultural safety within practice and your exchange between yourself and the person whose care you're attempting to affect. The role of myself as the Director of Aboriginal Health is to begin to have Interior Health, with the assistance of the Aboriginal Health team, apply an assessment to their ability as an organization or an institution to be culturally safe. And so I would suggest that there are 6 steps on the ladder of assessing the cultural safety of an organization. They are cultural destructiveness, cultural incapacity, cultural blindness, cultural precompetence, cultural competence, and cultural safety. An organization that displays itself as culturally destructive, we have many examples of. Residential school, laws against cultural practice, medical testing against our people that included knowingly spreading tuberculosis, smallpox, and influenza among our people through biological warfare, sterilization, subjects of electric shock treatment, and the use of our people in residential schools and institutions as guinea pigs for drugs. Organizations that display cultural incapacity, display stereotypes, they have discriminatory hiring practices, and they fail to acknowledge their discriminatory practice. Organizations that display cultural blindness say that everyone is the same. Treating everyone the same is not a form of social justice. I would propose that it's just simply another way of having Aboriginal people forced to conform to a European sense of being. That phrase was worked on very hard by the Aboriginal Health team and put into a PowerPoint by Jennifer Hood, and I'm very grateful for her willingness to share that perspective and knowledge. An organization that is culturally pre-competent. That's an organization where you will see some Aboriginal faces among the staff. You will see some involvement of Aboriginal people in programs and service delivery. There will be rudimentary training for their employees, cultural awareness workshops, cultural sensitivity training. The risk of an organization that stays within cultural pre-competence is that they check off the box and declare themselves culturally competent. And to those of us in the system or in the community, it feels like tokenism. So we must take those in the stages of cultural pre-competence and begin to move them from that place of risk to one where they can begin to do self-analysis for the next step. Organizations that have cultural competence. In an organization that is culturally competent, they can demonstrate on a daily basis acceptance and respect of other cultures. They embark on a process and can identify in policy continuing self-assessment about their progress, because culture does not stay static and is forever changing and evolving as we do as people. And they embrace and adopt culturally appropriate service models, ways of doing that are led by the people who are receiving the service. A culturally safe organization seeks to add to their cultural knowledge through research. They develop new therapeutic approaches. They hire identified and confirmed culturally competent staff. And they involve those who will receive the service, Aboriginal people, in all levels of decision-making and service provision. In assessing an organization such as Interior Health, it is my opinion that we exist in all but one of these 6 steps in the ladder. I think with some confidence I can say that Interior Health is not culturally destructive. I cannot say that all areas of our system are not culturally incapacitated. We all know someone in our Aboriginal and First Nations community who has received discriminatory service. We have coroner's inquests documenting the mortality of someone who has come into direct line of that kind of cultural incapacity. Katie in 1992, Paul Alphonse coroner's inquest inquiry in 2002. These were individuals who paid the ultimate price for Interior Health's incapacity. I have met many health professionals, as many of our Aboriginal health staff have, when we are sitting at their committee tables, when they are in a workshop trying to learn more about us as a people, who have adamantly declared that we are taking them down the wrong path because the right way is to treat everyone the same. We have stared in the face health professionals who have asked us, when will First Nations people start to take responsibility for their own health? We have heard from the frontline worker to the most senior leaders. How much longer must we continue to talk about this special interest group? All of these things are examples of cultural blindness, and they exist within Interior Health. There are many Interior Health staff in this room today, and I want to say to my colleagues, I am so very proud of you for setting aside your fears and for making the efforts to be here and to be open and to learn. You are demonstrating for Interior Health cultural pre-competence. You are seeking to increase your knowledge about who we are as a people, and you are embarking on the next step, which will lead you to self-analysis, and I know in my heart, one day to cultural competence. We have also had great examples of cultural competence within Interior Health, and I don't want to diminish in any way the many health professionals who have truly embraced being partners in our community. And I again applaud them for being champions, for closing the gap in our health, and in making every effort to educate their colleagues about the importance of this work. I have limited examples where I can say to you that interior health is culturally safe. I can say that with the tripartite health plan, the support of the First Nations Leadership Council, the research of the Métis Nation of BC, the many post-secondary partners here in the interior, including UBCO, TRU, Selkirk College, College of the Rockies, we are beginning to be looking at research, to building our knowledge, and there is in some areas openness to new therapeutic approach. My hope is that as of today, we will be on a start towards a culturally safe organization. And my prayer is that I will see it, if not in my lifetime, in the lifetime of my grandchildren. Miigwech.
Thank you, Denise.